the meeting back to order. In executive session, we have, agreed to, for the, okay, the administrator and mayor to pursue purchasing some, few lots, and, we'll discuss that later on. We'll go on with the meeting now. The old business. Consider a resolution of the, restructuring the town agenda. Y'all have a copy of that. Jason gave us a copy of that. Y'all have that?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Any questions on that? Anybody have any questions? Want to make a motion to okay that resolution?
I'll make a motion to move forward with it.
I'll second.
Motion made and second to move forward on the doing the agenda. Any other questions, any other comments? Okay, all in favor? All opposed, okay? Consider second reading of the ordinance establish, construction board of appeals.
I'll make a motion to approve second reading to establish construction board of appeals.
Motion made and seconded to approve second reading, establishing the construction board of appeals. Any questions? Any comments? All in favor? All opposed? Consider second reading of the amendment to rezoning ordinance table 1, zoning provision chapter 3.
I motion we approve the second reading to amendment zoning table 1, provision chapter 3.
Need a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded to second reading of the amendment zoning ordinance table 1, zoning provision in chapter 3. Any questions? Any comments? All in favor? All opposed? Consider second reading of amendment to zoning ordinance table 2, zoning provision in chapter 3.
I motion we approve second reading and amendment to zoning ordinance table 2, zoning provision chapter 3.
Okay.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any questions, any comments? All in favor? All opposed?
Jason?
I
I was still trying to find it. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I mean, did you,
I didn't do anything.
I didn't mean to rush you there.
did you
Did you
vote
see on
yes
there
or
where
no?
I included what it currently is?
Yeah. Okay, consider second reading, to rezone 471 Highway 150 parcel 1D 3-29-15-019.00 from neighborhood general to neighborhood edge.
I'll make a motion to accept that.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any questions on that? Comments? All in favor? All opposed? All opposed? Okay, discussion, building permit and code enforcement committee. Y'all have it, committee?
We've met and discussed several things. I don't know if we came to a recommendation yet.
We met and, we started talking and, Councilmember Williams told me and Ms. Sexton that there was already an agreement amongst all council members that, there was a certain path. But, at the last council meeting, I was asked for a comparison and also a recommendation, so I still provided that.
What I actually said was, when the
I recorded the conversation, so
Okay.
what you said was is that
what
there
I-
was an agreement amongst you and all the other council members.
What I said was, when the discussion discussion came up with Mr. Wright's desire to fire RCI, I said.
I didn't say that. At no point did I say that in our meeting.
You said, you
I,
applied.
no, you said that I want to fire him, and I did not say that.
You don't wanna fire them?
I'm not going to argue with you here.
Okay.
So what I
Don't-
said
do not-
was,
do not
I
say
said you
I'm
can
gonna
have the
order
votes.
one at a time.
So I said,
The table
don't
that
have
I
to vote.
provided you with is a comparison. There's categories, of course, what Packlet currently charges, what Spartanburg County currently charges, and then on to the right, there's a difference. The difference is between the two. If you go down the list, if you have any questions, you can ask. I will try my best. It's pretty much answered on the second page. A lot of it is. In general, it's considerably more, if not double, on almost all things. One of the things that was offered for me to accept was taking, at the last council meeting and at our committee meeting, it was the town omitting its 20% of the town, just basically waiving the 20% of the fees for the permits and such. The problem I have with that is there's a lot of work that our clerks do here at Town Hall for this whole process. So omitting 20% of the town's gain from that is basically saying we're going to facilitate all of the paperwork and take in all the money and distribute all the money for free. So I think that's a bad option. On here, it says that the cost for Spartanburg actually is free. So right now, the town is actually, a lot of time is spent from town clerk and assistant clerk on handling monies and filling out permits and such. Whereas if it was Spartanburg County, we would not have any of that labor burden or.
Well, let me ask you this, if y'all's committee sits down with the RTI and goes over this, we can read, these fees and all like that, we can renegotiate those. Can we not?
I don't understand what you mean by renegotiate. I think it's clear. Spartanburg County has a certain fee. It's the very last page of the packet I gave you. I mean, I don't know what you mean by renegotiate a cost plan. I am against that because negotiating with a private contractor is basically asking them to reduce their profit
Can
margin.
we set our own fees?
We absolutely can.
Okay, why
We
can't
can
we
set
do
our
that?
fees and
Why can't we do that then?
we can do anything that we'd like to do.
Why can't we do that then?
I didn't say we couldn't.
Okay.
So if we do that, Jason, then does that mean RCI can choose to go by what we decide or choose to not work with us?
They can choose either path.
Okay.
Yes, if we decide to use Spartanburg County's fee schedule, and one of the biggest things in here is using the IVB detail. I might have said those letters wrong, but there's a certain table that is a requirement. And I've noticed on some of the permits applications that number changes, but it's always been 165.67 for a heated square foot. So one of the things is the average sale price for houses, which means the average sale price per square foot is about $155 in Packlet area. So that's the sale price. That includes the land, that includes all the property, that includes the house. That's a finished product, property and everything. This permit is supposed to be based on just the build of the house, the footprint of the house, not the property. If it's 1 acre, half acre, 12 acres, none of that. It should be based on that. So even just by the average cost sale price of a house, it's still higher than that. And this table that's being used, it's not a definite. It's actually it's a recommendation. It's basically just to give you something, give the town something to go by. It says in there, it's, that this data is only intended to assist jurisdictions in determining their permit fees. This data table is not intended to be used as estimating guides because the data only reflects average costs and is not representative of specific construction. The data is a national average and does not take into account any regional cost differences as such, and the use of regional cost modifiers is subject to authority having jurisdiction. So in other words, this is a nationally averaged thing. The entire United States uses this table. It's an average from the highest and the lowest, and where we fit in that average, I don't really know. However, the average, looking through many Spartanburg County, just through Spartanburg County, their permits, the average was between, I have it on here, somewhere, $70. The average is $70. That's the cost of construction, per square foot. That does not, in no way is this supposed to include, property, it's not supposed to be a reflection of the end result, the sale price of the house, in no way. This permit is supposed to be for the building of the house, of the structure, and that's it. So, with that being said, that's why I feel like